So this is for those of you who have been blocked, those of you who want to manifest getting unblocked, manifest getting that text, manifest maybe even a first date or SP turning up with flowers in their hand, or any of you looking to manifest these specific goals. I'm going to share with you in this video why I would personally avoid it, what mistakes I made on my journey, because I'll always share from my own experience and that of my clients, as you know, and what we should be doing instead. But first up, I just want to thank you all for joining. I'm Athena Raven. I'm a mental health and manifestation life coach here to empower you, inspire you, and give you all the tools that you need to manifest your dreams and desires, whatever they might be. I know I talk a lot about SP manifestations because I've done it a few times in my lifetime, and seems to be what majority of my clients are after, but we do manifest other goals too. So just to put it out there. If you do enjoy the content, please do like and subscribe, help this algorithm, boost this channel so we can get the message out there to more people who could benefit from it. Click that bell icon as well so you never miss a beat. And I appreciate and love all of you for being here on this journey with me. Now, those of you who have watched my previous videos will know many months back, I guess, when I started this channel, I've got some videos about manifesting a text and how to do this, because it is what a lot of people want. We're all in it for quick gratification. Is that the word? But everyone here is a little bit impatient. Let's be honest with ourselves. We're all very impatient on this journey, and we feel that manifesting that text, that communication, manifesting that we get unblocked after we've just noticed that SP or whoever has blocked us, our specific person, that it could be anyone, it could be a person that you are friends with, that you've fallen out with, it could be your ex, it could be someone you've got a crush on. Remember, specific person is an umbrella term for all of these things, although I know generally when I talk about it, it tends to be exes and people we want relationships with, because that's where we tend to be the most driven, any matter of the heart and love. And so I've put techniques out there. They work. I've used it before in the past, always works. Problem is that when I've done that in the past, now the thing is, for a lot of you, you're reacting to being blocked, to being ghosted. Your immediate reaction as you go into fight or flight monkey brain mode is, I must get unblocked. And we lose sight of the bigger picture here. So I would say, if you want to manifest a text, or you want to manifest getting unblocked, or you want to manifest that first date, that is fine. And you can absolutely have it. And I've manifested these things before too. But, and I really do, but is very key here. If you are going into this with the intention that I want them to text me because I want us to get in a loving, committed relationship. I want to be with this person and have this commitment again. I want to rekindle this connection. Then visualizing that you're receiving a text message from them is not going to be necessarily enough. And we want to make sure when we plant these seeds of desire that we're doing it as accurately as possible, because we don't want to have to start all over again with a new seed. We don't want to have to start again from scratch of, oh, okay, I got that text, then it dwindled off to nothing, so now I've got to start again. What do I want this time? I want that relationship. See, this is what's really important to remember. The reason why they always say go to the end, Neville Goddard always says go to the end. I always state go to the end. I'm not just saying it for fun, and I'm not just regurgitating Neville's words, because I know from experience, and I don't want you guys to make the same mistake that I made. Trust me, it is not fun. I've done this before, I've shared this before, but I'll share it again here. When I had broken up with this guy that I was seeing, very close connection, we were only dating for 6 months. I was so bent out of shape from the heartbreak of being rejected. Obviously, the abandonment wounds just came to the surface. I forgot everything that I had been taught over the years, or taught myself over the years about the law. I still do this. Like I said to you, don't be fooled how many times coaches do this, or how many years they've been studying it. We still fall asleep. We still go into fight or flight mode. We still get triggered. Even Neville would talk about that he would still get triggered. It's normal. We're having a human experience, even though we're these wonderful limitless beings internally, we are still having this human experience. And so you will react. And I did. And so him deciding that he was just going to go cold and ghost me and block me was a big trigger for those abandonment wounds. So what did I do? I went to manifest a text and to hear these words. So I manifested this text that said, I miss you with 4 kisses. I was very specific on this. I saw it, I felt it. I would smile every time I could feel my phone vibrating in my imaginary hands. I had had this really clear, and I could hear him in my head telling me that he loved me. He never said I love you. So I was like, I want to hear those words. The thing is, because I was coming at this from a place of heartbreak, and I guess wanting some quick validation for my heartbreak, want this result, I felt that I'd got it, and I got to a place of calm, and I let it go. 5 weeks later, I get the text message, I miss you, 4 kisses. It was exactly as I had envisaged it, and I was cracking up, actually. I was laughing to myself. And then so we started to see each other again, and then he started to say the words, I love you. Now, the thing is, the text, I miss you, the words, I love you, which he stated in a state of a little bit under the influence of alcohol. It came out a couple of times. I was like, I'll take that. I'll take that. But of course, I hadn't gone any further than that. And so what then happened was that my manifestation just petered off again to nothing, to no communication again, to everything just falling apart again. I hadn't shifted my self-concept enough. My self-concept was that of someone who received a text saying, I miss you, heard the words, I love you. But from that, it didn't necessarily imply to me that we are in a loving, committed relationship. It just implied that he comes back to me and texts me that he misses me, so that he's missed this time apart and he loves me because I mean something to him, but doesn't necessarily mean I love you in a committed relationship kind of way, because love, we say I love you, or at least I do all the time, to friends, family. It can be platonic, it can be romantic, it can be so many levels to it, right? So I wasn't clear and I didn't go far enough. And that's what happened with that manifestation. Although at the time I didn't really care. A lot of people, the mistake that a lot of people make as well is that perhaps they know that they should go further to the end. Their scene should be something that implies that they are in a loving, committed relationship, but it feels too far away. So let me just prove to myself that the law works. Let me just prove to myself that I can get that text. And so they do that thinking it's going to come in sooner and quicker. Now, I'm never going to tell you guys what to do. You want to do that, do it. I will only give you my experiences and the way that it worked out for me so that you can avoid making these mistakes. And I've heard from a few clients and a few people who follow my media as well state similar things. Yes, I got that text and now I'm manifesting for the relationship because the text was a nothing text and we just had a communication and then it broke down again. We want a scene that implies that you have this committed relationship, that you have this situation exactly as you want it. And in the implication of that scene, it is stating, well, we're together, we're in a relationship. So it implies that I receive not just a text message, I receive many text messages, perhaps daily. It implies that I'm no longer blocked. Lines of communication are open. There's no more animosity. It implies that I get taken out on a first date and a second date and a 10th date. Do you see where I'm going here? So instead of focusing on these little steps of I want to get unblocked, I want to get that text. Yes, we want that instant gratification, but it's not necessarily the case as well. Don't get any misconceptions that just because you're manifesting for a text, that bridge is going to unfold in a matter of hours or days. Yes, I have had it before, and it's happening to me a lot lately for some reason, that I will think of a client I haven't spoken to in a while or a friend I haven't spoken to in months and put the intention out there, and suddenly within the day, and I've been getting that a lot, within the day I will get the text. But also there's been certain specific people where, of course, we put a lot more pressure on ourselves because we really, really want that, and it's harder to detach. I put the intention out there to receive a text from another SP who admittedly at the time, I didn't really know what I wanted with this person. I thought, I want a connection. I'd love to hear from them. I want them to text me because I want to have their number as well and just have this line of communication, this possibility of something happening or something becoming more. So let's have that. Let's get that text. And that's why I say in my videos about text is, what does the text say? What does it imply? It's quite important, but still, it didn't capture the mood enough. And I got that text a year later. That's right, a year. So it's not always a case of, oh, if you manifest a text, it's going to come within a day. I've had people say, oh, I did the technique and it hasn't worked yet. Why? How do you know? It works. It always works. But sometimes it will take hours, weeks, months, a year. Like it took a year for that particular one to come through for that particular specific person. Panned out as I had expected it. And then by that time, I realized actually I would like to develop this a little bit more. And so I did. But this is why we try not to mess too much with all of these other things in the middle, because it's implied by your end scene that you're going to get unblocked and you're going to get all the texts that you can imagine, and you're going to get the date and hopefully the gifts and the flowers in abundance. It's all implied because you're in a loving, committed relationship already. That's the mood that you're capturing. And so it puts you into a better, more solid state for being in a relationship, because receiving a text, we receive texts all the time. We get blocked and unblocked all the time. It doesn't suggest that you're in a loving, committed relationship with that person. It just suggests that maybe animosity has melted. It just suggests that lines of communication are open and they thought of you to message you that time. That's all it suggests. It doesn't really suggest enough. It doesn't imply enough. It's the implication of your end scene. And it doesn't mean that that end scene is necessarily going to manifest exactly as you envisaged it either, because it's not the content of the scene that is important, that we're thinking, oh, I'm going to imagine it so vividly so that exactly the same thing happens, because it doesn't always work out that way. But what that scene implies, the feeling you get from it, the outcome, the shift in state, that's going to be reflected back to you. That's what you're going for. So I really hope this makes sense, so that a lot of you don't fall into the same trap that I fell into. Maybe some of you have already fallen into that trap. Do share your experiences in the comments below. I hope you found this helpful. Thank you for joining me as always, and I'll catch you in the next video.